Muhdo, as a company, has been going for many years now. And what we have done throughout time is we've collected data sets from a lot of individuals, thousands in fact. And whilst we've been collecting data sets, we have also been testing their DNA methylation levels and also looking at their genotypes. So DNA testing and DNA methylation. Methylation changes over time. So this is what people call epigenetics. And when you have lifestyle changes, interventions like nutrition changes, diet changes, exercise changes, your DNA methylation may alter. So the reason why the Muhdo biological test is slightly different to other biological ages out there is that we have this wealth of data. Now, we have seen many biological age tests which are currently on the market. And what they do is they correlate their biological age with multiple pathologies like heart disease, for example, cancer risk, etc., etc. But we've also noticed that these biological age tests are not time corrected. Now, our test is time corrected. So our biological age test called methylpace is a time corrected biological age score. What that means is that we have seen some companies state, for example, if your biological age is increased, you have a higher risk, or it correlates with a higher chance of smoking, basically. So higher biological age might mean that you have smoked in your life before. But this is actually non-time corrected. So the longer you're alive, so the more time you're alive, you have higher exposure to things. So you've got a higher likelihood of being exposed to cigarettes, and therefore you've got a higher likelihood of smoking because biological age correlates with time. So to make sure that our clock is more accurate to the conditions and diseases, what we have done is time correct everything across it. Now, we know that our methylpace clock has an R squared, so it correlates to chronological age to about 89%. So we could predict your age from the saliva test to about 89% accuracy to how long you've been alive for. But what's important is that methylpace will have accelerated age and decelerated age, depending on other factors. And to time correct this, we have broken down every single area of the chronological aging and biological aging into groups of 3 years. So we start at around 12 years old and we go up to 104, I think is our oldest person. And we have broken down each group into these multiple year aspects. So we can then look at the methylation levels within each of these groups. And those with increased methylation or hypomethylation or hypermethylation, which correlates to a disease, we can say, okay, so if you are chronologically 52, but your methylpace is increased, we know that your risk of X is increased because we know the methylation levels in each group. If it's not statistically different because it's relating to chronological age or relating to time, then it's no longer important. So if it comes down to just age, as in time you've been alive for, we don't count that as a methylation change causing a problem. So what we do is we time correct every single aspect that we look at. Because the chance of something going wrong with you, or the chance of a disease or pathology or an accident, for example, increases with time. So your chance of having a car crash will increase every time you get into a car. So if you've had one car journey in your life, your risk of a car crash will increase every other time you get into a car because your chance of something happening, it goes up. That doesn't mean that because it correlates with biological age, that biological aging causes a car crash. That's just due to chance. So we remove chance, and we know that the methylation changes on our clock actually relate to specific diseases. And we go further than that because we found markers within our epigenetic analysis that actually are independent completely of time. So regardless of whether you're 17 or 84, these markers change because of a specific condition. And those conditions might be like dementia, they might be osteoporosis. And that's how we've created these spin-off clocks, such as memory age, hearing age, and eye age, because we found these independent markers which change due to conditions, not just time.